Check this out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Stay together. Yeah.
Thinking about an ecosystem, and I was thinking about an alternative ecosystem, I started my own artistic process of generating what that was gonna, the aesthetics of what that was gonna look like. There was already a pre-notion of the graphic novel, and that the work would be built out of the graphic novel because it was the description of the land, and in sort of Aboriginal culture, this sense of the narrative coming from the land as opposed to the narrative coming from whatever, the playwright or the head or the text. So the idea that I had before I met any of the collaborators was to evolve, figure out ways to evolve or create kinetic, site-specific, multi-dimensional ecosystems. So then I found, and this is like a really reduced timescale, found the ecologist that was right for me, let's say.
If we want to examine complex behaviors, ecology has a set of tools that can apply to just about any situation. And it doesn't have to necessarily be the plains or a volcanic island. It could be any complex assembly of entities where sometimes there's a positive feedback between them, sometimes there's a negative feedback between them.
And he said, yeah, from an ecological standpoint, this is how we would look at it. We would look at this as a community, and in every community there's a primary source of energy. You have the sun, and in this case you have the slide projector, and that's the sun. And you'll have your primary producers, your herbivores, your carnivores. You'll have the state of the earth, the fried chicken. It's dark, but I can hear the click, click, click of the sun just up ahead. When I cross the dunes with the fire grain pebbles for hours, I hear click, 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 but erratically, sizzle, sizzle. The great wall of the porcelain arches up and out of my head. I climb once, feel the cool metal rim. I feel the wet, slippery, and peaked out the top. I look over at the vast wasteland of gooey chicken, the smell of breadcrumbs around everywhere. Click, click, the projector above rattles off, and I see the light on the hound of wings, and I'll be at my next porcelain club, easy this time. I just don't have to defy gravity, just pray for enough friction so I don't have to get too gooey. Fork in the road, ring of fire, or more barren, dark, cold land. So I mean, that's from an ecologist. I was already working with extended hybrid practices, but within the performing arts, music, and dance. And so by taking on these, or asking these people to work with me, we were trying to make a blueprint for how to start to create these ecosystems.
Did some physical improv. Did a visualization, did 2 writing exercises, came up with kind of fantastical landscapes that we generated ourselves. And then we went, and in the process of learning about the population models, we went and kind of analyzed the landscapes that we generated, and then popped some of that data into a population model. The sound designer then went and, what's the name of this, Max?
Yeah. Basically, it's a game of the game of extinction. Okay, it's a population growth model of 2 species competitors, and this is based on the equation that we dealt with.
So the whole issue of sort of the idea of quantization, the maximum resolution of the digital system, the ability of the digital system to recreate something which will reemerge to us in a way that's somehow convincing. The human hand is all over the digital world. The human hand is all implicated throughout all of those mappings, and that it's implicated in terms of the context of the mapping, and it's in the context of the reemergence.
I mean, it's so rudimentary, but it's like a tool. It's like those panels. It's like that's writing. It's not that this is what the piece is, but this is how we're mapping it to these different sort of disciplines and kind of
I
figure
think
out.
the really exciting part of this was not what we generated, but the fact that all 5 of us from absolutely different disciplines and worldviews were able to have a discussion about, like, in your gut, does it make sense to map things back and forth this way?
Okay, bring it down. I guess if you can.
Over the course of the lab, our practice evolved into a relatively formal gifting process. Gifts from one person to another, one discourse to another, one discipline to another.
On fire.
We developed the most promising gifts into larger experiments and prototypes.
The gift that Anime gave to Grisha with the grid-like pattern, the way that I saw that having an ecological connection is in game theory, but now you're looking at this spatial dimension where what is going to be the best or predicted solution of how one individual behaves is going to be a factor of who's next to them.
Inner circle. But all the pattern on the floor basically affects the patterns in the body and vice versa.
You know, you have these dragons all here, and I thought of it as a clock. They were all in motion, that are moving from one space to the other. But by the time I redrafted it, I actually thought of them as sort of dakinis or nagas. Like
I don't know, what's that?
Dakini in Tibetan mythology actually is a sort of female spirit that's fierce and sometimes violent. You know, they protect knowledge, they protect realms, so you have to have the secret knowledge or the secret password or the code to pass through them, but they won't give up without a fight. So the dragons are pretty much like that. And you know, this is all about hierarchy, so they're actually keeping like the earthly realms bound and celestial realms, and some realms are quantum and some are mechanical. So you're actually putting a very tight stricture on the kind of knowledge that's passing from space to space. And right here, around the dragons, is the zone of propagation.
Yeah, which I haven't done any sort of circle stuff. I've just been walking on the grid.
But the idea is that you can hack this realm or this realm by this realm. And it mirrors the infinity realm, the heaven's gate over here.